I was as surprised as everybody else when, for the first hour and a half, there was no camera crew on set at all. I know that put a little bit of a strain on the whole production.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't hear. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Although actor Alec Baldwin denies pulling the trigger of the Colt 45 revolver, science appears to indicate otherwise. This was something many believed right in the beginning, almost 2 years ago now. But as Daniel Caffey says in A Few Good Men,
it doesn't matter what I believe, it only matters what I can prove.
It appears science may yet be able to prove that it couldn't fire itself. Before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Bear in mind I'm going to be doing a follow-up to this where we're going to look at the intertextualities between Rust and OceanGate. So if you've been following the Titan tragedy, you're probably going to want to not miss this one. If you're enjoying this episode, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button. And let's get started. The official status of the case against Baldwin is that charges were dropped 4 months ago, pending the results of the current investigation. Meanwhile, the case against his armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, has continued. In the furore surrounding OceanGate, I never really covered new allegations surrounding the armorer, which basically alleged that a bag of cocaine was handed to someone on the day of the incident. And I think that was done secretly. And that Hannah apparently was arriving on set high or hungover, at least according to these stories. According to an NBC News report from June this year, quote, the prosecution has claimed that Gutierrez-Reed was drinking and smoking marijuana in the evenings during the production and may have been hungover at the time of the shooting. Once again, are they going to be able to prove that? Clearly, if the armorer's job was safety and she was arriving on set not completely sober or compromised in some way, then that does speak to potentially aggravating inculpatory issues. It has been an ongoing question this year, will she be under the cosh and not him? Meanwhile, filming of Rust resumed this year and the production was actually completed in late May. Now the question remains with the prosecutors, and they've been stymied and frustrated at every turn, likely turning this into Santa Fe's most expensive case against one of the most moneyed characters we've seen in true crime. And so the question is, will they bring charges again? Hannah Gutierrez-Reed's case proceeds to trial in December. She's been charged with involuntary manslaughter and evidence tampering, and the trial is slated to begin December 6th. Just a week ago, about 6 days ago, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed pleaded not guilty. Will Alec Baldwin, not just the lead actor in a movie he co-wrote, but also one of the producers, will he be joining the armorer sooner or later? Curiously, we are at a similar juncture in the OceanGate saga where the question arises, was what happened to the Titan an accident or an accident waiting to happen? Was what happened on the set of Rust an accident or an accident waiting to happen? There's a tremendous similarity in the fabric of the one case compared to the fabric of the other case. And so we're going to explore those intertextualities as the next step in our analysis. We're going to be putting both these operations side by side, juxtaposing them, and obviously you need an intimate knowledge of both cases, which we do on this channel, and what we're going to see is whether we stumble onto any new sparkling insights. So look out for that. I'm not going to take it any further than that, but I will be following up with analysis on the fourth sample of the ransom note that that was found in the Ramsey home. It was penned using a notepad from inside the home and also a Sharpie pen that was also found from inside the home. And so there's been some debate now about handwriting. Whose handwriting does it actually belong to? It's quite strange, almost 27 years later. And it is quite a strange thing in true crime and in these cases. Certain things that seem very clear and obvious, well, again, it comes down to, can you prove it in a court of law? And so certain things that do seem pretty obvious, do seem commonsensical, well, can you prove it in a court of law? And something like handwriting is one of those things that it's not an exact science. There are scientific aspects to it, but it's not exact. Can the same argument be made about the revolver? Can the same argument be made to some extent about Stockton Rush's carbon fiber design? Quite an interesting thought process, wouldn't you agree? Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.